2023 Lexus RX is completely redesigned from the ground up, and a couple of months ago I've done the RX350, which is the base model. Now this is a 2023 RX500h sport handling, which Lexus claims to be the fastest Lexus RX to date. And today, thanks to Lexus of Sarasota, I'm going to take you on a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out, starting from the exterior, interior, engine, test drive, the whole 9 yards. And if this is the first time we meet, my name is Matt here on Matt the Car Guy. I post 2 car reviews every single week. That's something that interests you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now let's get back to this. If you haven't heard about the Lexus RX, you must have been living under the rock for the last 25 years, because that's when Lexus introduced it, the world's first ever CUV, back in 1998, and now we have the 5th generation of this best-selling SUV. Now let's take a look at the styling of it, because it's completely changed and different. It does have this flat hood right over here with the 2 indents on the sides, creating right here this rather long nose, and this grille right here. I wasn't a fan of the previous generation one with this X grille. Now they at least partially covered it, so it looks a little bit better in my opinion. It does have this piano black trim. Now this is for the F performance handling, which I have for you today. Big Lexus logo, front view camera, polished aluminum trim down at the bottom, and then you have some more of the piano black accents alongside the bottom part of the bumper. Now it does have a set of fog lights right over here and a fully functional air curtain right here for better aerodynamics and air handling. Now as far as the lights, now you do have the fully LED lights with this rather signature, almost like a lightning strike daytime running lights, and it does have its own washing system. Now this is also the first ever performance hybrid introduced in the RX. Let's check it out. Don't let the name fool you. If you're looking for the raw power of a V8 that you'll find on the IS500, well, that's not what powers up this Lexus RX 500h. What we have here is a 2.4-liter inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engine with Lexus hybrid direct drive, and that producing a total of 366 horsepower, 406 foot-pounds of torque, made it to a 6-speed sequential shift transmission with pedal shifters, and that makes it the fastest Lexus RX to date. 5.9 seconds 0 to 60 is the official time. Let's take a look at the rest of this setup. I do like the hood struts on both sides, noise insulation, and for extra security you do have the double latch. Here on this side, I think it looks a little bit sportier than the previous generation one, more athletic, but still doesn't give up the elegance of the Lexus. So let's take a look. First of all, right here in the front, you have the adaptive suspension, and you have the independent McPherson struts with the solenoid actuated shock absorbers. Now, as far as the wheel and tire setups, you have the 21-inch rims. These are standard with a matte black finish. And now inside, you'll find the larger rotors and the 6-piston calipers for that extra stopping power. Now, if you remember, when I was driving the RX350, I was complaining that it was feeling too soft and was leaning too much from side to side. And Lexus claims that it fixed that problem in the Performance series, so we're going to check that out while driving today. Now what's interesting about the rear wheels is that they have the all-wheel steering, which adds, I'm not sure what the percentage is, but just a little bit of that extra turning power that helps you, especially at low speeds, as well it helps you cornering at the higher speeds as well. Now this particular one is the performance package, so you do have the F Sport badge right on the side, and as you can see, everything is blacked out around the windows, the low profile roof rails, and now it still has this floating roof design. This is a trim piece, this is not a window. The windows are nicely tinted on this particular one, and I do like the black mirror blind spot assist, turn signal, and the camera in it. Of course, the smart entry system, as far as the Lexus is concerned, it is on all 4 doors, and the design of it, if you can see, it opens up, it thickens right towards the end, so it's very consistent throughout the brand. Let's take a look at the back. Here in the back, you'll find this gate spoiler with the third brake light right here. The wiper is hidden nicely underneath here. I do like the new blade lights that Lexus is using pretty much for all of their models. They're fully LED, they're connected with this middle portion right here that glows as well. Lexus spelled out over here on the right-hand side, and you have the RX500h, and then the RECT4, which is basically their new all-wheel drive system, and that is the electric motor that sits on the rear axle, giving it that instant electric power and for better acceleration. Now, the bottom portion of here, you can see that this is more of a performance orient. It's nicely styled and molded with this more aggressive bumper. You have the reflector lights right here. Of course, no visible exhaust, but you can open the gate by waving your foot underneath here or pressing any of the buttons on the remote or from the inside of the vehicle. Let's check out the gate open. You can check out what's going on right on top, so you can have the close and a lock basically, or in case of emergency you can just pull it down and it's going to start doing that itself. Let's see if it does have the safety feature. Yep, it bumps into something and it kind of retracts so it doesn't squash anybody, especially kids if they get their hands inside. Let's get it open, and let's say as far as the roominess, you do have quite a bit of it. Now, it is a 5-passenger SUV. Now, Lexus got rid of the L series, and there's rumors that it's coming with the TX, which is going to be based on the Grand Highlander. I'm going to get this cargo cover removed just to kind of give you a better look at the roominess inside, and you can see a flat floor, easy to load. Now, underneath here, you do have a spare tire jack and the tools to remove the tire with, and you do have the seats that are foldable. Now, I can fold them by pushing the button and letting the car do the work. So let's see, there's both of them. There you go. I've seen it on some of the other high-end models. It does take a little bit longer than if you were just folded down yourself, but this is what you get basically when you have the seats folded down. That extends the roominess quite a bit. On the inside, surprisingly, you'll find quite a bit of room behind the driver's seat. I have it adjusted to my regular driving position. I'm 6 feet tall. I'm not even touching my knees to the back of it. The rear seat is very comfortable. You can also recline it back and forth, and this is a power recliner, so you can make it as comfortable as you would like. And the interior is absolutely incredible on this Lexus. Check it out. Let's start with the rear door panel. I do like that it's a two-tone. Now, Toyota and Lexus like to play with the reds on the sporty vehicles, and I'm glad they do. So let's check this out. This is all nice and soft materials, including this Alcantara-looking inserts with the contrast stitching. You have the red stitching over here, speaker, of course, and then this is nicely padded for your armrest. You do have the lock and unlock as well as the window controls, and you do have this new style of a door handle, so you press it to unlock the door and you just push the door open. In case of the battery failing, you can just use it as a regular door handle. Now, this is all hard plastic, but rarely anybody touches that, and you do have quite a bit of storage space in the bottom of the door. Now, if you get inside of this Lexus, let's check this out. I absolutely love this color. It's not too bright. I'm not sure what they call it. Couldn't find it on the sticker, but I'll find out for you. Put it in the description of the video. It is a perforated leather with more of a suede looking inserts right over here. Very comfortable too. Now, this is a little bit more of a harder side comparing to some of the other Lexus. It's still comfortable. Now, you have the armrest with extra storage right here and the cup holders if you like. That tucks away really neat. And then you do have the back seat pockets. You have your own climate control, your own vents, USB Type-C ports, heated and ventilated seats for the rear passenger, which is pretty darn cool. A slight bump in the back. That's it. A couple of things before we get inside of this vehicle. First of all, I want to point you out to this door handle. This is not the regular door handle that will detach from the door once you pull it. Rather, it just unlocks the door and you can pull it open yourself. Same thing for the inside. Now, let's hear how it sounds. Boom. Door closes nice with this nice and solid thud, and then the front door panel, just like the rear door panel, of course, it's a two-tone, nice and plush design. I do love this trim. Look at the design inside of it, and does have the contrast stitching on the sides window lock, mirror controls, more storage at the bottom of the door, speaker. You do have the F Sport badging right on the door sill, and look at this aggressive pedals right here, the metal pedals with the rubber studs on them. And then you can see that the seats are power controlled, of course, and they're nicely sculpted. They're very comfortable, surprisingly, because they look very aggressive. I do like the headrest F Sport embossed right inside of it, perforated leather with this Alcantara-like inserts on the sides, and the seats are two-tone. They're black on the sides, red on the inside. This would be a good angle to show you this panoramic sunroof. It's huge. It's really nice, and this is an optional feature that you can add to your Lexus. Now let me jump inside, show you the rest of it. Check it out, guys. This is the interior of this 2023 Lexus RX 500h. It looks absolutely amazing. It's modern, it's sporty, it's elegant, it feels good, it looks good. Let's check this out. So starting with this multi-tier dashboard right over here, you can see this is all soft plastic materials. Right in between, you have this Alcantara looking trim with the contrast stitching, and then you have this other trim that's on at the bottom here. Of course, you do have your regular glove box, big screen, 14-inch screen right in the middle. That's one of the options. You power it up by pushing that power button over here. Nice feature, you have this 10-inch multicolor head-up display. I'm not sure if you can see anything in here, but that's right in here. And then moving on to the left-hand side of the steering wheel, you have your brightness adjustment, odometer, trip. That's your memory seat settings. You can open gas fuel cap, you can open the gate, and here's your steering wheel. Nice, sporty, great to the touch. It feels so good, you kind of like don't want to let go. Right, Lexus logo, nice, kind of a satin color, nothing too bright. I wish they used a lot more of this type of buttons, this type of sheen, versus any of the piano black, which there's not a whole lot of here, thank God, thank Lexus. And then here's your F Sport badge, and right in the back you can see those pronounced basically pedal shifters. I do like their stocks for like the turn signals, the lights, you know, the whole 9 yards. It looks pretty cool and sporty. So what do we have now? Both of these, you know, you have the up and down and the side arrows, and that controls what's going on one side basically of the head-up display. It controls what's going on the other side, as well as what's going on in the instrument cluster. You do have your adaptive cruise control settings, menu buttons on both sides, and of course the volume control. Now you have your attention catcher, right? So this catches your attention, monitors your eyes, make sure you don't fall asleep. Fully digital instrument cluster. This is your basic settings right here. You have the temperature, time, you have your speed, fuel gauge, you have your temperature, and then you know, it says low fuel right over here. Now we can scroll down through this bottom portion right here, and you can see how it changes. So we have the average speed, so it's been sitting a lot, 4 miles per hour, EV driving ratio, Apple Music, and then we can go, I believe, up and down from here. Nope, just here. So you have your compass. Here's your turbo PSI, temperature. There's your G meter, gear position, blank screen, messages, and then adaptive cruise mode, and back to your main screen. So a lot of information, some customization that you can do in this instrument cluster. Now let's move on to this 14-inch display. It is amazing. I love that they put this in. Now this is not standard. Standard, I believe, is a 9 inches or 9.8 inches. This is a lot bigger. Now this is the infotainment system that you'll find at a lot of modern Toyotas right here. We're going to cancel. I'm not going to set it up. I'm just going to show you of what we have. So you do have to connect to and download or subscribe to the navigation system. Here's as far as your media. You have the sources, you have the radio, and of course you do have the Apple Music, and in the radio you have the FM, AM, Sirius XM. You can connect to your phone. There's a wireless availability for Apple CarPlay. It is also Android Auto compatible. You know, as far as the drive modes, you have the normal, sport, eco, and custom. And you know, as far as the customization, let's see what we can adjust here. So as far as the powertrain, you can have it in normal, sport, and eco. steering, suspension. Now suspension is an adaptive suspension, so it will make a lot of difference, I'm pretty sure. Just from driving it around this lot, that makes a huge difference. Head-up display, meter lights, illumination, door control, boarding and exit, tons of features. So steering wheel, left side, right side, oh, that's available for different markets, so I guess that might actually switch a lot of this menus from one side to the other. As you can see, the volume and the power knob is right in the middle, and this is all very symmetrical, so that's actually smart on Toyota's part that they're doing it this way. Climate, okay, auto set, auto seat temperature. Of course, it does have the heated and ventilated seats. As far as the utility, adaptive cruise control, customized active sound control, rear seat reminder, that's on. That's pretty cool because it lets you know if somebody's left behind in the car. Overall, a very nice and pleasant screen. Down at the bottom, of course, you have your climate controls, you have your heated ventilated seats, you have your control settings right over here, you have your fan settings, and then you can set it on auto, turn the AC on and off, front window defogger, you have the volume power button, and then you have the mirror and rear window defroster. You have the parking assist right here, so you know right now it says unavailable, seatbelt is unfastened, and then we can take a view right over here. You know, it kind of gives you that 360, it shows you what's going on around the vehicle. Now this I always found a little awkward on Lexuses and Toyotas, but yeah, it is what it is. Here's your check surroundings for safety, and then again, I'm not sure of what this is designed to do. It just basically plays your car and spins it around. Take a look at another thing. You have your hazard lights, you do have your vents over here, and USB-C ports. Open this up, you have another USB-C and USB type A. You also have your wireless charging. Cup holders, rather large. I do like how it's wrapped in a leather. Again, this is for that more sporty, stylish design. And then like on most of the Toyota hybrid, as far as the shifter, you know, if you want to move it to front, this is what you kind of have to do. I've seen it on some of the other hybrids. Now this is not a typical hybrid transmission. Of course, this is the 6-speed sequential shift transmission with pedal shifters, electronically controlled. Now over here you have the traction control, brake hold. Now this is your trail assist, I believe. And then you have your electronic parking brake. Right, how do you open this? Push the button. I believe that's on both sides, so you have some storage in here. There's another button. Yep, it either opens on right to left. It's pretty cool. Let's push it to park. And then right over here, this is a feature that I wish all the vehicles would have right now, especially with the people sitting in the second row seats. I mean, if I turn it off, see my view is kind of obstructed. If I turn it on, I can see everything what's going on in the back. Of course, you have your home link system, and you can adjust some of the settings of that mirror. And here's your controls as far as the sunroof and the lights. And you do have the illuminated mirrors. The interior is amazing, but I'm more curious of how it drives. Take it for a spin. This is the part where I get excited because I haven't driven this one other than in this parking lot over here. Take it for a quick spin, and we're going to talk about the pricing while we drive too, because you know, it is more expensive. Right away as you start driving and feel this vehicle feels that it's a lot stiffer, not only the seats but also the suspension and the way that it handles. And I don't know if you remember, maybe you can watch my other video and check it out, but I was always complaining, and I was on the same a lot, that when I was doing a lot of the turning and twisting, especially right over here, you know, that this vehicle was leaning quite a bit to either side. Now, Lexus definitely fixed that. Don't get me wrong, this is still not as stiff like the X3M or, you know, the GLC 63. Let's take a look at the acceleration from the get-go. Let's see how that rear motor helps it out. Yeah, it doesn't have that growl, but it definitely gets up and go. And check it out a little bit more while on the road. I just want to make sure that I am in the right gear as far as the driving mode. I'm gonna put it up right here. I'm not sure why my camera turned on. I do want to be in the sport mode. There you go. Now I'm in the sport mode. I was in the normal mode. So you have to actually do that acceleration one more time in here. But before we do that, let's do a quick 360 and see how this vehicle turns. So steering wheel all the way to the right. Let's see how many parking spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wow. Oh wow, that rear wheel steering, it really helps. I'm not sure exactly what percentage of it that we have, but you know, it does help quite a bit. And let's accelerate in the sport mode one more time. Whoa. A huge difference. Yes. Now we're talking. Now we're talking taking this very luxurious, comfortable, almost like sitting and watching TV on the couch on the road to the next level. I am digging it. You know, as somebody commented on my previous video that RX500 doesn't make that much difference. I disagree 100%. This is night and day between the regular non-hybrid versus this. Two different vehicles in the same body, basically. Now it also comes at a price, right? Because the RX500H starts at about $63,000, and this particular one's got a lot of options added on it, so it's over $70,000 MSRP. Now, still comparing to some of the German competitors, it's actually reasonable. Let's do some half throttle over here. Boom. Nice. I do have my secret route that I take from this dealership that I know there's going to be an open spot to do like a full-on throttle kind of acceleration. There's pretty much nobody there. I know performance, you know, usually a lot of times, and I say it myself too, I miss that tremble, I miss that sound of that performance engine, but the electric assist, the electrified vehicles can do pretty much everything that the V8s can do, other than give you that pretty cool noise and tremble that I miss on some. But if you like a comfortable vehicle, if you like that plush feeling, definitely check this one out. Now I gotta tell you, the seats are not as plush as they were on the regular one. We got nobody behind us. Stretch of open road. Let's see if we can get it to 60. Let's go. Actually, you know, I said about that growl, but that four-cylinder at the high RPMs make this cool sound. It's nowhere near to, you know, the growl and the aggressiveness of a V8 or even the V6 engine. But this is pretty cool. Now it drives very nice. It has a great visibility. It has a great visibility up front. The rear visibility is awesome because of this rear view digital mirror. Now you also have, you know, the sides. The mirrors are the nice sides. It just feels good. It feels like it's been put together very well. I do like it. If you have test driven the 350 and think that this might not be for you, you know, I urge you to take another look at it and take a look at this 500 series, because that's definitely a different and a lot better vehicle in my opinion. So I'll give it a big thumbs up, guys, and thank you very much for supporting the channel. If you haven't subscribed to it yet, do it now. Do it. Hit that little red subscribe button. It really means a lot to me. If you like that video, cheer me up. Give me that thumbs up. I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.